Just a New York Poem by Nikki Giovanni. I want to take your hand and run with you together toward ourselves, down the street to your street. I want to laugh aloud and skip notes past the marquee advertising Women in Love. And I don't remember what you wore, but only that I didn't want anything wearing you.
You're towering over me, it's a problem. Thank you.
I wanted to give myself to the cyclone that is your arms and let you in the eye of my hurricane and know the calm before. Some fall evening after the cocktails and the very expensive and very bad steak, you'll take a thought and laugh aloud, the notes carrying all the way over me, and we'll run together again toward each other.
You're really focused on being real. Real close-up of my eyes. Me? Classy? Never been said before.
Your vowels have to be
Great. Oh my god, and then video?
Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Emmett Colbert. Many of you may know me as one of Annie's older brothers, and I've gotten the chance to know Paul over the last 9 years of their relationship. We have all shared some great times over those years, and I'm so incredibly touched and honored to be the one to marry these two beautiful humans together today. We have family and friends here who have traveled from near and quite far to celebrate with Annie and Paul today. You've known them throughout the story of their love, a love that was born in the sticky dive bars of New York and the dining halls of NYU, a love that grew and flourished here in Boston, a love that brings us to today. Today we are here to witness this joyous and unforgettable moment between Annie and Paul as they enter this next phase of their life together as husband and wife.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to interrupt, but we have a family tradition. It's not that it's really all that original, but for our family members, when someone gets married, we do the song. Okay. Are we all here? Are we ready? Anyone over there? So, one thing I want to tell my family members is go low. Go low. 1, 2, 3. Start spreading the news. Stop. Stop. Low. People low. Start spreading the news. There's a wedding today. Paul Kazernowski's marrying our Annie Kate. He got down on his knees and asked her pretty please. And she said, yes, I will. I will. And so here we are, the party singing their song, and we appreciate you all singing along to help us celebrate Paul and our Annie Kate as they say, yes, I do. I do.
All right, I'd like to bring your attention to this mic. Chris Colbert is going to give a toast.
I'm Annie's dad. I don't know if that was clear. I've been thinking a lot about the words that are about to come out of my mouth. And the first thing I want to say is actually about you all. It's not about Annie and Paul necessarily. It's about you all. And I love that you love them. I love that you love my daughter and my son-in-law.
are pleased to have the unconditional love and support of their parents and would like to ask them to join us. To Paul's parents, he wants to thank them for all of the love, laughter, wisdom, opportunities, encouragement, and traditions they've given him. To Annie's parents, she wants to express her appreciation for them being true pillars of support throughout her life and for always pushing her to be the best version of herself. Now to Annie. I know growing up we had our differences, but as the years have gone by, you and I have become so much closer than I'd ever dreamed possible.
Can you tell we're related?
I love you and am proud to be your brother. I am so excited to see what the years to come have in store for both of you, and I'm grateful I will be there along for the ride.
And you too. I love you. And I love this day and what it means to you. And I know it's like, maybe try it as like, oh, it's a day, but it's a really big day. And it's the day that you begin an incredible journey.
Yes! You look great. Let's get married.
Nobody, no man and no woman is precisely what they think they are. Love is where you find it, and you don't know where it will carry you. Love is not a feeling but a power that transforms us and those with whom we interact. Love is a quest, love is a daring, love is growth, a quest to become what we must become, the courage to take on that quest, and the openness to let that change happen.
Now, Annie and Paul will read their vows, declaring their love and promise to one another. Paul will begin.
Annie, after a few years together, your beauty, radiant enthusiasm, and unapologetic spunk have not waned since the first day we met at Tim and my apartment on 1st and 1st. After a long chat in a booth at a Boston-themed bar in New York on Valentine's Day, a quirky date watching a fairy movie we both knew, a few rounds of French toast at diners around the Lower East Side, because you once told me you liked diners and breakfast, and spending time with each other's friends, I quickly knew you were a special person and I was in love. I may not have been the best at communicating that early on when texting was important for our relationship. I wasn't really good at communicating anything at that point. But it was clear to me. Only a month or two into dating, one night really helped confirm it all for me. It was already clear you were an extremely well-rounded, kind, natural leader who was passionate about social issues and unwavering in your principles. You were a gorgeous, hippie-ish, Lord of the Rings loving camp girl with massive curly blonde hair and even more massive sandals. But one night, I'm walking home from hockey practice and I receive a text from some of your friends who are asking if I'm with you. And I'm not. I quickly then have a call with Emmett, who informs me that you were out dancing and were separated from the group and your phone was dead, so people weren't sure where you were. I've been lost before myself. So I was
a
handful of times. So I was surprised and very nervous, very worried. But thankfully, only 20 minutes later, I got a text from your friends informing me that you had returned safely in a cab back to your dorm. So I decided to head over and from a local bodega, grabbed a slice of chocolate cake to hopefully make you feel better. I didn't know how you would be. Were you angry? Were you embarrassed? Were you sad? Wasn't sure. So I showed up, arrived, walk into your dorm, and you are in a baggy pink and baby blue cotton matching pajama set, dancing around the room to One Direction with all your friends there. And I walked in, you took a piece of cake, grabbed a fork, and returned to dancing, enjoying your carefree merriment. I was smitten. And to that end, I vow to continue to seek gleeful mischief, adventure, and silly times together with friends and family. I promise to encourage your aspirations, passions, quick snuggle before going to sleep. I promise to be honest, caring, and to encourage us to enjoy everything we will go through together. I promise to get myself out of bed more quickly on the weekend, to enjoy coffee outside with the cats. I promise to prioritize our relationship. I promise to promote love, hard work, tradition, respect, open communication, and humor with each other, our friends, and our family. You are stunning. I love you.
And the fundamental advice is all about looking to create and embrace and receive good surprises. That in our lives, it is easy, as we seek safety and comfort, to embrace repetition and routine. And what I've come to believe is that there's danger in that. That a malaise can set in, a darkness can set in, a sadness can set in, things can set in that you don't want. And so the way to offset that, the antidote to that possibility, is to work at surprises. Now, Paul, you know, I think you already know, Annie is full of surprises.
My dearest Paul, my Pauchunia, and mi chiquito favorito. I have known you now for 1/3 of my life, since the days that you swept me off my feet with $8 pitchers of PBR and introducing me to the wonders of the patty melt at 3rd North Dining Hall. It's crazy to think that I was only 19 years old when we first started spending time together, but even crazier perhaps is how early on I knew that you were the person with whom I wanted to spend the rest of my life. You've always joked that you are the perpetual glue guy. Someone who brings people together and keeps them together. A glue guy is usually not the loudest person in the room, and they don't like to be the center of attention. Their leadership is quiet, thoughtful, and caring. I've watched you fill this role in every space that you've been in, whether it's in the locker room, a law school study group, my vast family, or chatting with strangers in a bar on the other side of the world. It's true that you've never been the loudest one in the room, but you've always been the best listener. You make people feel truly heard, and you show them with your words and your body language that you are fully invested in what they have to share. At 19 years old, I couldn't believe I had found someone willing to listen to me rant on about my various passions, summer camp, cooking elaborate meals in dorm rooms, and my burgeoning interest in the human right to healthcare. Over 9 years later, you still dutifully listen to me when I come home after a manic day at work. You accept me for my absurdly over-detailed stories, and you ask thoughtful questions to help me process things out loud. So, my glue guy. The truth is, you've been the glue for us all these years, too. Man. You are the calm to my chaos, the practical to my impulsivity, the quiet to my loud. But that also makes you sound kind of boring, which is not fair. You are also a fun seeker and a lover of adventure. You love to meet new people and travel and thankfully try new foods. You are also my constant support system, pushing me to better myself and aim as high as possible in my personal life and in my career. And on the days where I feel powerless, overwhelmed, and full of despair, you've held me, soothing me quietly and coaxing me back to my feet. You don't just hold us together, you hold me together. So looking to our future and the glue that will continue to hold us together, I make these commitments to you. I promise to celebrate your wins and successes and to hold you up on the hard days. I promise to always give you scratchbacks, even on the nights when I am tired. I promise to always be honest and vulnerable with you and to create space for you to do the same. I promise to raise our children as San Jose Sharks and Arsenal FC fans, even when they lose. I promise to care for you, to rub your back, and to keep you hydrated when you are sick, fully knowing I will never be as good a caregiver as you. And I promise to love you every day, from the moment I wake to the moment I fall asleep, and even then, still in my dreams. Love you.
What's not a surprise, because it took you 9 years, is today. But in a way, it's a wonderful surprise. A wonderful surprise.
Having this love in their hearts, Annie and Paul have chosen to seal their vows by exchanging rings. Paul, take this ring, place it on Annie's left hand, and repeat after me. I, Paul, take you, Annie, to be my wife.
Excuse me. I, Paul, take you to be my wife.
Now, Annie, please repeat after me. I, Annie, take you, Paul, to be my husband.
I, Annie, take you, Paul, to be my husband.
Annie and Paul, today you have pledged yourselves to a lifetime of caring for one another. Now, in the presence of friends and family, and by the authority vested in me in the state of Massachusetts and the internet, it is my honor to now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Ladies and gentlemen, announcing for the first time, Mr. and Mrs. Kazarnovsky.
Mr. Paul, we've had so many great memories together. Many of them start on our driveway, playing street hockey, breaking a number of garage windows along the way. But a memory that really stands out, a few days after Grandma's funeral, we went on a walk, and Paul and Annie sat together on Grandma and Granddad's favorite beach. They swapped places with the image of Grandma and Granddad doing the same thing for years and years. We saw a picture of these two lovebirds well into the future.
As you may know, we are Annie's camp best friends. And while Annie and Paul may have been together for 9 years, going on 10, the three of us have been together longer. And although our time at camp gave us many gifts, it also gave us a unique Achilles heel. So we only know one way to express what we're thinking and feeling, and that is through song. Got along without you before we met, you can't get along without you now. There are so few we know like you, we wanna be like you now. Some guy started to impress you, he began to feel just as we do. Paul gives to our favorite girl the very best feeling in all the world. He got along without you before he met, you can't get along without you now. Can't get along without you now. Annie, you are amazing in so many ways. You are an incredible planner. We know firsthand from the fact that you've been planning your wedding to Paul since as far back as July 8th of 2015.
It's been a joy being able to watch the life you both have created along with Potato and Salami, and we couldn't be happier for you both, and we know the best is yet to come.
One thing I'd like to say that I am the one who knew that this day will come, and I knew that from the outset of their relationship. Perhaps 8 years ago, Mikey sort of told me, look, Dad, you know what? I see that Annie looks at Paul just like his mother looked at Paul. And I know that look, folks. I know that look. What I didn't know, that it will take Paul 9 years to figure out that he is hopelessly in love, and also figure out how to make a proposal.
I always forget the toast part. To Annie and Paul. I love you.